Hey guys, hello, happy Friday. Woohoo! Another week. We made it. Now crafty time. I'm going back through all the messages. So there's not too many yet, but you guys type much faster than I can read them. Good morning, Jean. Nice to see you here on a Friday. Hey Rose, hi Margaret, hi Jenny. Hello Kay. We've got a good group here. All right. And I'm live this Friday night, not like last Friday night when I was a bit sneaky and recorded it ahead of time for you because I wasn't able to be here. But I hope you enjoyed it anyway. And, it's always nice. It's always nice to make something and know that you guys are enjoying that. Hi, Fran. Nice to see you. Hello. Okay. So I've got a couple of things to show you tonight. Now, hello. Is that actually Bob or is this somebody? Bob, is that Bob or is that Bob? Sometimes we have male people comment and it usually turns out it's their wives. Now, I'm very happy if it's not the case. It's fine. You're very welcome either way. But, yeah, there we go. Hey, Joan, nice to see you. All right, let's get started. I don't have a huge amount of time because I have to go pick up my son. It's always something with the kids. As soon as this is over. So he's at a friend's house watching the latest Star Wars installment, which was released today, the new Obi-Wan Kenobi movie, which he's just so excited about. So, we do these things. So he's watching that with a friend. Hi, Chris. So, yeah, if you're on Facebook, it tells me that you're on Facebook. So Fran and Joan, I can see you guys are on Facebook and a couple of others as well. Katrina, hi. And then the ones I have a different little icon if you're on YouTube. So welcome wherever you are. If you haven't been with me here before, please let me know where you hail from. We have people from all over the world join us here live on a Friday night, so that's pretty exciting. It'll be interesting to see how much of tonight I can get through before the cats decide they need to be fed. I was looking to see if Crumpet's come in, but no, he's not here yet. They'll be here at some point. All right. And Cookie is in the corner. For those of you who know, Cookie is my bird. He's a cockatiel, and I've worked out he's about 23 years old. So that's a bit exciting. He's doing very well for his. They don't always live that long, so he's doing very well. Hey Denise, nice to see you again. Hello, Robin. Okay, let's start. I'm going to switch over to the desk, and I've got a few things I need to talk to you about tonight. The online class ended this week, and all of those have gone out in the mail. Some of you may have started to receive the supply packets. So if you haven't and you ordered one, or if you placed an order and you're waiting for one, it's coming. They were sent out on Tuesday as promised. So I was very pleased to have them all out on time as I promised they would be. A 14-week-old cockatiel. Oh, he's very trainable. You can teach them all sorts of things when they're that age. Cookie doesn't learn many new things these days. He is quiet, but he's making a bit of noise over there. Can you hear him? So sometimes he's quiet and sometimes not so much. Hey, Denise, nice to see you there. All right, we've got a couple of Denises here tonight. Quite often we have people, but there's a couple of different Michelles that grace us with their presence as well, and we have people who duplicate names. So, hey, Nairi, I think there's only one of you. I've only seen one Nairi in my groups, so there we go. All right, let's switch over to the desk and see what I'm looking at tonight. I'm actually looking at the annual catalogue. Now, before I go too far down this track and before I forget, because I have a big habit of forgetting, I just want to let people know that it's just the last couple of days now of the current joining special. If you're wondering what you get when you join, you pay $169, which is pretty cool anyway, because for that you can choose $235 worth of products of whatever you want, okay? But at the moment, until the 31st of May, on top of that, they're going to throw in all the new in colours, and I've got them here. These 5 ink pads, the matching cardstock assortment pack, so a pack of all these colours, the matching grid paper in these colours, and also the matching DSP in these colours, which is 6x6 DSP. So you prefer Jennifer? Yeah. Oh, you don't prefer it, but you think it was very common in the 70s. I agree. It was. I'm well, Marion. Haven't seen you for a while. Nice to see you. Hi, Joy. gosh, we got a good got a good lineup tonight. So this is what you get in the kit at the moment. So $169. You get to pick $235 worth of whatever you like, and you also get all the ink colors in the inks, the paper, the DSP, and the grid paper, and that extra is worth $116.50, and it's completely free, and you don't pay postage on any of this either, so it's free shipping as well when you order the kit. So if that sounds like a good deal, and it should sound like a good deal because it actually really is, then please contact me soon. We've got until Tuesday to do the signing up. And that deal will apply until Tuesday, and after Tuesday it's finished. So if you have an interest in that and you're thinking it sounds like fun, just really quickly, when I joined back in 2006, it was a long time ago, my life was completely different. I had a 1-year-old, actually was not even a 1-year-old. I had probably about a 9-month-old and a 3-year-old and almost 3, but my life was totally different. So I was a mum. I was looking for something to entertain my time, and I went to a Stampin' Up workshop, my very first one, and I never even heard of Stampin' Up before. Didn't even know what it was. And I watched the girl who was doing it and thought to myself, my gosh, that looks like lots of fun. I reckon I could do that. And that's literally what I thought. It just looked like fun. I was also I had a scrapbooking habit at that point that I was struggling to pay for, and we were, a little bit, struggling with money and all that sort of stuff. And, with me being at home, not working full time, I was working part time, and my husband at that time was working. And, it was a struggle with a mortgage and all those things, like many of you understand. And I thought, well, maybe Stampin' Up, if I did that, maybe I could pay for my scrapbooking habit. That was my thought process. And I talked it over with my husband, and he said, oh, as long as you promise you'll earn that money back, because the kit didn't used to cost $169. The kit used to be $324. So it was a sizable investment at that point for something when we didn't really have the money for it. And he made me promise that I would earn that money back. And I thought, well, gee, I hope I can do that. Well, I tell you, I think I earned that money back. It was less than a month. It was in the first few weeks I earned that money back because I did a couple of workshops. And I was like, oh my gosh, you can make money doing this. And that was nearly 16 years ago. And life has changed a lot. That particular husband, he exited stage left in 2009 and left me on my own with the 2 kids. And I was a single mum for 7 years until I married my current husband. So I am so grateful that I met someone who supports me and, wants me to do well in this business. He loves Stampin' Up. And, we had a few really hard years there, but I made Stampin' Up work for me because it had to. I had no choice. I needed to make money, and I needed to do well with it so that I could keep looking after the kids, me and the kids. So it was a hard time, but I tell you what, we got through it, and I will never leave Stampin' Up ever, because for a lot of those years, especially in the really hard times at the start when I was just devastated because I did not see it coming, I give credit to my Stampin' Up community for keeping me sane and for keeping me in one piece, because those girls reached out to me and loved me, and I was so grateful to have them in my life. And Stampin' Up was there. It was a creative outlet. It was something to put my energy and my love and my time into. And those friends that I'd met through Stampin' Up were what kept me going. And because of that, I will never leave. I'm going to be around for the long haul. This is my my business. I do it as a business, and I love it. Not everyone that joins Stampin' Up does it as a business. Okay. I actually love doing this more now than I did when I first started. I mean, I guess part of it is the pressure is off a little bit because I do, we have a second income in the house now. But also I think, things have changed a lot in the last couple of years. We've had to be online more. I love doing these videos. Love it. So that's a little bit of my story. Obviously there's a few more ins and outs than that. But if you have ever wondered what it's like to be a demonstrator, reach out to a demonstrator right now and get in on that fantastic deal. It's so good. But number one value for me is the community of demonstrators. That is what has kept me going all these years, and I'm so grateful to them. So I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't help you guys get the most value that you can out of Stampin' Up, and I honestly believe that the number one value is to be a demonstrator and get the discount and get the things that you need to get. So I don't know, some of you probably heard my story before. That's a very abridged, shortened version. 16 years has gone by very fast, let me tell you. Oh, hi, Linda. It's not Martin. No. So yeah, anyway, some of you probably heard that before, and I won't take you through that too many times, I promise, but that's a little bit of my story. I think there's a lot of power in storytelling because it helps people get to know you better and understand, you know, a little bit more about why you do what you do, right? So that's how it goes. It is a really special community, Jean. There's nothing like it. 15 years and the people are amazing. I totally agree. I'm only a year longer than you. When did you join? So what month of the year did you join, Jean? Do you remember? Let me go back to the page I had open before. So I wanted to have a little play tonight with a new set, something brand new that I haven't played with myself yet. So, you know, this is my first time to use it. Hang on, now I can't find it. That's what happens when I close up my page. It's called, the suite is called Texture Chic. Season of Chic is the actual stamp set. So I'll find that here on page 99. So, all right. All right. August 2007. I was August 2006. No, sorry. I sent my paperwork in August because back in those days there was no online, so we had to actually mail our forms in, and by the time it got processed it was beginning of September. So it's actually September 2006 for me. Absolutely, Judy. That is so true, and everybody has a story. My story, for a long time I was very embarrassed about my story. I was ashamed because I felt like I'd let my kids down because, you know, I couldn't keep my marriage together. But it took me a long time to work out, you know, sometimes you can't control someone else's behavior. You just can't. And, you know, it's, yeah, I just feel that we end up, you know, it takes a long time, but sometimes you have to let go of what you thought your life was going to look like and embrace the one you actually have. So that is sad, Michelle. I'm sorry to hear that. That's really sad. I'm very, very grateful for the community that I've found. And also I have a lot of overseas friends. Like I have an accountability buddy. Some of you know this. Susan Campfield is my accountability buddy. That means she's the person in the US that we talk almost every day. This week, both of us were so busy we didn't have time to talk every day and we missed each other. But we usually talk most days, and we compare where we're going. We help each other. We give each other ideas. We've done a class together, which was a challenge, trying to work out how to do that from one side of the world to the other. But that's, you know, I'm so grateful. And I'm actually planning on going to Backstage in New Orleans in August, which is only 3 months away. And Susan and I are going to room together, and that will be the first time we've seen each other in real life. How crazy is that? So talk every day, but we've never met in real life. So there you go. Actually, that's how I met my husband too, but that's another story for another day. Okay. That's right. It is what it is, and you just have to go there the best you can. Go forward. That's exactly right. I was, Judy, because like I was ashamed. I'd always, you know, I didn't believe in divorce. I thought, you know, that's something that happens to other people. I never thought it would happen to me. So, yeah, it's one of those things. Anyway, I've shared plenty about myself tonight, and I'm sure you're all just waiting for me to make something. So sorry about that. All right. So the set here, it's on page, the suite is called Texture Chic, and it's on page 98. Okay. Oh, look, if you get time to watch Susan's videos, she does beautiful, fantastic videos, and I'm so proud of her. She works really, really hard, and she deserves every success that she gets. She's very inspirational to me. So if you're looking for someone's awesome videos to watch, her name's Susan Campfield. She's just a really lovely, real person, just like me. And sorry, I don't mean I'm lovely. I just mean that we're real people. And, you know, I love working with her, but also she does great videos. So if you want to go and subscribe to her channel, I know she would love that. So there you go. Are you happy to keep staring at the Texture Chic? Isn't it lovely? All right, so the set is called Season of Chic, and it's got all these really nice images, these leaves, flowers. It's a set that I would call a little bit grungy. Does that make sense? So it's a little bit, looks like it would lend itself well to antique kind of stuff. you know, all that sort of thing. So then as well as that, there is also some dies, and I only just opened the packet before I started this video. Still, like usual, I have no idea what I'm going to create tonight, but we'll just have to trust it'll be something amazing, because what a fantastic set of dies. How nice are these? They're a big set. So it's one of the 6x6 packets, and I love this one. This is the one that I love the most. It's like a netting or a grid that's kind of a little bit, once again, a little bit grungy. So I really like that. I'm definitely going to use that tonight. I want to use that one. That's the one I'm itching to use. And then we have the paper. Now the paper, guys, oh my gosh, this paper is divine. I bought a couple of packets of it because my plan is to use this at my upcoming scrapbooking class, which is Thursday of next week. I've just got to design the project. I've got to design the page, and I just thought it was so beautiful. It would lend itself really well to scrapbooking. It's obviously a specialty paper. All these papers that say the word specialty in the name have something. Yes, shabby chic. That's exactly right, Jean. You're absolutely right. Oh, you went to a Stampin'Up card buffet today. How exciting. That's great, Donna. You're, is it Adelaide? Is that right? Am I correct on that one? I like that Hessian style too. Isn't it nice? So, yeah, grungy goodness. Thank you. I love what you guys are saying. Exactly. Yes, me too. Okay, it gives me lots of ideas. So, one side is kind of like a collage kind of effect with lots and lots of. This reminds me, does anyone remember the old basic grey papers that we had probably 15 to 20 years ago? This reminds me of those. So you've got the foil on one side. Here you go. So that's the front and back. All right. You've got the grungy look on one side and you've got the foil on the other. I'll keep them like that. This one's got actually something I noticed, the colours. Let's look at the colours in this. So we've got Evening Evergreen, the really dark green, last using colour, Mango Melody, Petal Pink, Pool Party, Soft Succulent, and Soft Suede. Okay, they're the colours. So this would be Mango Melody and Petal Pink together with a bit of like a gold grid through them. Can you see that gold through there? It's really pretty. I know, isn't it lovely? So nice. So the back of that one is like, looks like little flowers, and once again a little bit grungy. It's nice, isn't it? Ah, good idea. See, that's a good idea, Jean. I'm just looking to see if I've missed any other comments. You guys are typing so fast. Oh, Jenny, that's very sad news. That's not good. Okay, looking after grandkids is never a chore, is it? Now, this one on the back here, this is like little snowflakes. I was thinking you could use this really nicely for Christmas. I would save this one for some Christmas card making, I think, and it's soft succulent, and I think Pool Party in there as well, and Evening Evergreen, and it's really rather nice. So it almost looks like it's shimmery. It's not, but the design almost makes it look like that. Oh, thank you, Kathy. Anyone who wants to share to the VIP group, that is always great if someone shares into there as well. If I do it, the algorithm doesn't like it, but if somebody else does it, it's happy. So that's good. So this is the grungy flowers. Looks really nice. Very basic grey, this one. And then this one has the gold foil on it. And that's Petal Pink and Gold. Isn't it nice? And there's a little bit of Mango Melody in there as well. All right, so that is a very good reason. I agree with Michelle. Oh, that's not good. Well, isolation is not good. This is really pretty. So it's Evening Evergreen, Soft Succulent, and the gold kind of like a kind of liney gritty thing. It's kind of cool. It's nice. And the back of that, this one to me looks like mossy, like moss over the top of weatherboard. It looks it's really be nice for a vintage card. Be really nice, actually. I know, isn't it really cool, DSP? I really wanted the whole suite. The DSP was what really sold me on this suite. All right, and then this last one is actually, I think, my favorite. This is the Petal Pink with the gold dots, and it's kind of grungy once again. Love this. I think that's beautiful. And on the back, you've got your seashells. So you can see that some of the images in these, like the flowers and the seashells and so forth, also match the stamp set, which has those images in it as well. And I think those two would look nice together. Don't you think those look nice together? But I love these gold dots. I love that. So there you go. That's the DSP. So nice. I'll come back to that. And then the last part of this suite is the gold specialty paper. It's called Distressed Gold. Let's have a look at it and you'll see why it's called Distressed Gold, because I'm going to hold it in the light and I hope you can see how amazing this is. Isn't that cool? So it's gold, but it's got that beautiful distressed look, and it sort of takes on a few different shades as you turn it in the light. It's really beautiful. Yes, if you are a demonstrator, make sure you use your SAB credits. That's a really good idea because they are coming to an end. So make sure you use them, guys. Love, love, love this. Isn't that beautiful? So we are going to have a bit of fun with this, I'm thinking, and I haven't even decided. I do sometimes take inspiration from the samples, and I really like the samples. In particular, I thought this scrapbook page was really nice. They've used petal pink, and then they've done either crumb cake or soft suede, but I think it's a bit light, so it might be crumb cake over the top and petal pink leaves. They've kind of done a layered look with the leaves and stamped them randomly over the background to make an almost looks like a paper. Let's come in closer so you can see it. Can you see it there? I thought that was really nice. That's really cool. And then this one uses that fantastic grid, which we have to use today because that is just really nice. I love that. And I could cut it out of the specialty paper because that would probably be cool, or I could just use maybe a plain color and we'll use the specialty paper for something else. So, okay. So I'm having a couple of ideas. I am, as always, it's never quite know where to go with it. I'm thinking today we might use a crumb cake base because that's a good base color when you're using lots of neutrally colors like this. So I'm going to start with that today. Can everyone see my, what have I got there? Everyone see my desk okay? Why do I always end up crooked? Let's see if I can straighten that up. There we go. Right. And I have got, I'm deciding whether I'm going to go with, I've got soft suede here, or I've got petal pink as well. So let's see, let's bring in some, I'm thinking maybe the petal pink today. And we might do what they've done and use the leaves. So you've got the solid leaf and the liney leaf. You've got the solid shell and the liney shell and so on. So I'm thinking maybe we'll make a background with that. So here are our, this is the liney leaf, I think, and that's the solid one. So let's pull those out. And I feel like because of the nature of this stamp set, I feel like it would work really well with kind of a, is this, oh, is that going to be big enough? No, I'll do it this way then it is. That's block C. This is B, that's too small. I might go up to D for the other one. And this one. So I'm going to do what they did on the sample. If ever you're wondering how to begin with something and inspiration is lacking, always, I'm looking that this is actually a little bit, you know what, that's okay because I'm going to cover that bit up, so it's fine. Look at the samples in the book and they may inspire you to you know, just go in a different direction than you might have expected. So I'm going to turn that around. Now I'm going to do a couple of lighter ones. And I'm not worried about here because I think this is where I'm going to end up concentrating my pieces on the front. So So yeah, sometimes it's fun to use the inspiration from the samples and think, okay, I like that scrapbook page, which is the one I liked in the book, and then go from there. I'm going up to a darker color because I thought that might look nice. Well, it does look nice, doesn't it? And I might keep the lighter ones just as they are and only do these darker ones. If you're in my team, for anyone who's in my team, I'm going to do a video tomorrow to, I said earlier in the week that I would do one with that new set that we're using for the Stampin' Up! Crafty Day. And I'm going to do that tomorrow. That'll happen tomorrow. So stay tuned for that if you're in the team. All right. So I'm thinking, because I really want to use it, I'm going to cut some of this. And I'm just thinking I will just run it through my machine actually. So let's pull this out. So when you have a piece of 12 by 12 paper, to put it through the cut and emboss machine, you need to usually cut it in half, so it's exactly at the 6 inch mark. There's a ledge here on the Stampin' Up! Trimmer that if you butt it right up against that ledge, your cut then is exactly at 6 inches. So it looks after that for you. The only thing is I'm going to use the mini machine, and the mini machine only takes up to 9 centimeters wide. So, so this is as wide as it can be, and I think that this will look nice. And I'm going to grab my stitch rectangles because I love the stitch rectangles. They're so good. You can't go wrong with these guys. Right, so let's have a look at our piece here. And what I want to do is I want to make a frame with this. Not a super big frame, but let's see how big I want it to be. Maybe. And I want to go down maybe even smaller. I'm deciding. I'm going to go down a couple of sizes to make a wide enough frame. That's probably about right. All right. So if you cut, if you want to make a frame, you use 2 of the same shape, but a couple of sizes different, so you get a wide enough frame. Because if I make the frame too thin, it's very difficult to adhere it. It's not too bad if you're using Tombow, you can put it straight down, but if you want to lift it up, you're going to need to put dimensionals behind it, so you need this to be thick enough to do that. So I'm going to bring in my machine. I'm going to use the mini today because it's easier on my table, and I'll scroll out a little bit just so that you can. I don't know if anyone saw them, but this is one of the gifts that we got last week from Stampin' Up! For the incentive trip prizes, and it's AirPods, but with Stampin' Up! And they're the AirPod Pros, which is kind of cool. I did already have AirPods that my husband had given me, but these ones are like the fancy dancy ones. I find photopolymer really easy to line up. I think the main thing, Michelle, is to always get right above it. Okay, so you want to be directly above, so that you don't have to you don't have to guess. You can see it exactly. So always I either stand up to do it or make sure I stick my head right above it. And I do think, I think it's probably a little bit of practice, but I guess I do have a reasonably good eye when it comes to lining things up. I'll be very sad if that ability goes one day, because, but it does mean I have to pay for some things. For example, I can't stand crooked pictures on the wall. Cannot stand them. They've got to be perfectly straight. And you'd think that I'm not like that, because if you see what my craft room looks like most of the time, including right now, actually, but if you see what my craft room looks like, which is usually a giant mess, you'd be surprised that I'm so particular about things being straight. I don't seem to care about them being messy. Some days it bothers me. I don't like other people to think I'm messy, and I don't like them to think I'm a complete slob. But so I'll always tidy up before someone comes. But I seem to be able to live with it on a day-to-day basis. Oh, you're 4'9", Jenny. Goodness, I didn't realize you were so short. Nothing wrong with shorties. That's absolutely fine. One of the things I think that is a big thing, a lot of people, you said you always smudge it, Jody. Can I just say that you always want to go straight down, okay, straight down, so you don't stamp. What I see a lot of people do, they stamp like this, okay, they hold their stamp, they put it down on the page, and then they rock it backwards and forwards because they think it's going to give them a good image. I don't know why, because it doesn't. What you want to do instead is go straight down, straight up, okay, and you want to hold it in place for about 3 seconds, like hold it on the page for about 3 seconds, count if you need to, because that's going to help you transfer the ink properly. So now we have this nice frame, look at this, and we're going to use it on here. And I had to use this piece of gold paper because it is just so beautiful. You're fun sized, of course you are. I love that. All right, so I'm going to put some mini dimensionals. I could put some, I would be able to just get the big ones, but why struggle to hide them when we've got perfect size? Minis are great for anything that you need to hide them behind that's a little bit thin or you're worried about them showing. Go the minis. The dimensionals are all the same price. The mini pack is the same price as the full-size pack. You just get more of the minis because they're smaller. I think there's $7.20 in a pack of minis and $300 in a pack of normal. And then you've got your black ones. The black ones are fantastic because they're a little bit more expensive because instead of 3 sheets, you get 4 sheets, and half of them are the big size and half of them are the mini size. So you do get extras in a pack of black ones. And I use the black ones whenever I'm working with dark colors, and they work really well. All right, so let's pop this on. I'm going to line this up so it's centered. I'm trying to get my head over it without throwing my head into. I'm just sorry, guys. I need to come over. Sorry. All right. Okay, so that's how this is looking. It's quite a soft paper. Can you see that it's not thick. It's thinnish, but it's still quite nice to cut something like this. So, all right, let me pop that there. All right, that's looking good. All right, so we said we were going to use the grid, and I think we should. And this is where it's going to become a little bit, what's the word? Like ephemera, like a bit of a collage style. I'm going to throw a few things on here. So this is really nice, isn't it? And see, if I put this down over here, it's going to cover a portion of this. I don't have to use the whole thing though. I could go with, even though it's not one of the colors, we could go with early espresso, but I guess maybe soft suede would be good, or should we pick a different color? I'll try the soft suede first. I'm just pulling out a scrap out of my scrap drawer, and see, that is quite nice, and it matches in nicely with the leaves at the back, so I'll give that a try. Let's go back to these again. Now, that's too wide. Can you see that's not going to go through? So I have to cut it down. So long as you're not more than 9 centimeters, you're good. So I think that's the biggest die in the set, which means they're all going to fit through your mini machine, which is good if you've got a mini machine. If you don't have a mini machine, you've got a big one. They all fit through that. So let's pop that on there and push that in. And what you do is you push until you see your handle move. And then once the handle actually, if it doesn't pull through, see how mine's not going through, it's not feeding in. You just want to take this out and turn this up the other way. Okay. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of jiggling around, and now it's going to go through no problems. Okay, so if ever you have problems with it going through on the first time, the big machine never does that, only the small one. And it's usually when your plates become a little bit warped, okay, and it only wants to take them one way. It doesn't want me putting it in this way. It wants it going through that way. All right, so let's see what we've got here. So I'm going to pull that out. I'll move my machine in a second. All right, I'll bring it in again so you can see what I'm doing again. All right, so this is what we've got so far. We have this, you could leave that piece in and it's sort of kind of cool, but I'd like to actually not have it like that. And let me just see, this is what I'm going to use. I have, there's a mat that comes with the die brush. The die brush is an attachment that fits onto your take your pick tool. If you don't have the die brush, but you have a take your pick tool, do yourself a favor and buy one of these to go on the end. So you just take off the putty end. I didn't use the putty end as much as I thought I would, but I use the die brush all the time. So then I've got my pokey tool on the other end and the flat tool, which can switch around and slip under things if I need to pick something up, or yeah, I find them really handy. So because I don't have my my die brush mat, which it comes with, I'm just going to use, actually I'll turn this up the other way. I'm just going to use my piecing pad, which will do a pretty good job anyway. Can you see how quickly and easily these come out? Now, if there's any bits that don't come out at the end, and that's pretty good actually, but I then would make this the pokey tool end. I do use this tool a lot. It's one of my most used tools, to be honest. And I think they're a really great little invention. All right, get all those little bits out. Nearly there. All right, that's much, much more easy than trying to get them all out by hand. Yeah, the brush is definitely the way to go. I usually turn it up the other way just in case, you know, I damage the surface of it, which I don't normally, but just to be safe. All right, so it looks like that. All right, so I don't know if this is too big. It might be too big. I'm thinking I want it on an angle, or do I want it straight and cut some down? No, I do. I want it on an angle. All right, just like I'm thinking like that. All right, so then we can start thinking about, well, what do we want to put over the top of that? I'm thinking I might do a little bit of stamping. Maybe, I think on a white background might be good. White or vanilla, maybe a vanilla background. What do you guys think? I know, I love grungy dyes. Aren't they so good? Good point. Dynamite also comes in small packages. Thanks for that, Jenny. I'm going back and trying to see if I missed any comments. Yeah, that might help you, having really good magnifying glasses, Michelle. That sounds like a good idea, actually. Organized mess. Yeah, organized chaos. More like it, Jody. Goodness me. They do reach perfection sooner. That is true. I'm perfectly average at 164 or roughly 5'4". I think I'm as average as they come, but you know, it's good. But you know, already I have to ask my son to get things down for me off the top of the cupboards and all that kind of stuff. So now that I'm looking at this, I think it looks a little bit big, and I'm thinking I'd like to chop into it and get rid of a little bit. So let's see how this goes. I'm going to take a little bit out of here. See, I think that might be better. I might chop a little bit out of here as well. That's better. And a little bit out of here. So that's the good thing about this die. You can just chop it down to suit yourself. If it is too big or too cumbersome for your project, it's really easy to cut it down, and you don't have to be neat. In fact, I'd recommend that you don't be neat and just cut a little bit out here and there, and that's going to look a little bit more the right size for my piece. Okay, does that making sense? An old rocker. Vanilla, yeah, I think maybe vanilla too. I'm grabbing the vanilla as we speak. So I've got some scraps of vanilla here. Yeah, I think you're right. I think vanilla's the better choice. So let's see. We've done the leaves. I'm deciding whether I want to do another leaf. And you know what? Something else, and I could have done it all over and that would look good, but it's a bit late now because we've stuck our frame on. But I'm thinking this great little grungy stamp here, that's really nice. Don't we just love a nice grungy stamp? I might do a little bit of grunging. If ever you want to add a bit of grunge to a card, can I just tell you that soft suede is a fantastic colour to do that? Soft suede is one of those colours that you can make it look really vintage really easily, and I do like it a lot. So I'm just going to, I've got a big red smudge on my finger. I hope I don't put that onto anything. You know what I'm like. All right, so we'll use the soft suede again, which is over here. And I just want to stamp this. Oh, that's a nice stamp. Look at that. Isn't that a nice stamp? I'm just going to add a little bit of grunge around the corners. I just feel like that will add something extra to it. What do we think? Do we like that? Okay, I'm liking that. That's actually better. It's adding something around those edges, making them a little bit darker. Vanilla or espresso? So I'm going to try this flower, this leaf on here. I've already got the full leaf, so I will do, let's see what it looks like on the vanilla. See, that's really nice, isn't it? I mean, we could fill it in, or we could try it not filled in. Let's do both and see which one looks better. Isn't it a nice leaf? It's not, I really like the design. Whoever painted this, I think it's really did a great job. So then we've got this little guy, and let's try filling this in with crumb cake, which is a little bit lighter. So I'm doing it the other way this time. I've done my outside first, and now I'm going to fill in my. So do we like it filled in, or do we like it plain? What do you guys think? And I'm assuming there is a die for this. I've made an assumption. Yes, there is. So we can cut this out so that you're getting the crumb cake background as well. Or we can just cut it out so we get just the outline. They both look good. Not filled in. Do you know what I could do? I could also fill in with petal pink. That might look nice. I could have also stamped it on petal pink. That would look good too. So there's lots of options with this, don't you think? All right. If I need to zoom out again, tell me. Otherwise, I'm just going to try and be quick. So let's pop this. Not filled in, we said, didn't we? Plain. Yep, most people are saying plain. So it gives you a bit more contrast. And then let's pop this on here. See, that's really nice. It's a very nice little leaf. And I'm thinking, you know what might be nice with this? This might be really nice. I'm going to have a couple of other things going on here. But this might be really nice with a bit of petal pink, maybe down towards the bottom. I could use blends, or I could just use my ink pad and a little bit of water painter and add a little bit of colour. That might be nice. Or we could just add a little bit with, you know what we could do? Let me try this. We said we weren't going to fill it in, and I think you're right, but let's add a little bit of petal pink with the stamp, but not all of it. Sort of just kind of. And sometimes what you want to do is, if you want to ink this up but not all of it, it's nice to ink it up with a dauber, because then you can just add the ink where you want the ink to be. So it'll only be light. So if I kind of just add a little bit, it will hardly show probably. Let's see. You see there's just a little bit of pink on the bottom of that. So I think that's nice. It's sort of a hint of colour, but not much. Right. Okay. Now we're going to need something else. It needs something else, guys. Let's see, what else do we need? We're going to have a sentiment. And we can do a sentiment on a circle, or we can have it on a banner. I'm favouring a banner. There's some nice words in this. So it's wishing you the best birthday ever. I'm here for you. You make each season of life even more beautiful. Thinking of you, love you. You are amazing beyond measure, and a big thanks. And I haven't even used the paper, and I was planning on using the paper. That's what I was going to do. And I was going to use this paper because it's really nice. Let me see. Well, I don't want snowflakes on it. I love these leaves. Maybe we could add a couple of leaves. Or maybe we could add them. I wonder how they would show up made out of this paper, whether you'd have a little bit of that gold coming through, because that would be really nice. Shall we try it? See if it works. I don't know if it's going to work or not, because the leaves might be the design might be too thin to see much of the dots. Or I could just cut them from, the frame is DSP, that's true, but it's not the, it's the specialty gold. It's not the pack that I was wanting to use. You guys are funny. I'm just going to cut a strip of this because I love this paper. I think this paper is divine. So beautiful. So let me have a look and see if it's going to work. It might not, okay, but let's play. That's what, whatever you're not sure about something, you don't know if it's going to work or not, just try it. Because sometimes the papers and the bits and the elements that you've got to work with are just so beautiful. You just want to see what's possible. I've just realized I'm putting this backwards. I'm not left-handed, so let's see if I can get this to work. I might need to, oh no, it's going to go through. Bling, yeah, bling is a good idea. I know, it's gorgeous, the DSP, just beautiful. All right, I shouldn't have cut such a big long piece of paper, but anyway, let's see if this is going to work. Well, it kind of does. You can see the gold pieces on it. Can you see that? It's got a bit of gold going on there. And I love the different leaves and the different bits. So I'm thinking maybe a vellum circle would be nice under all of this, but I'm not sure about that. That's coming together quite nicely now, though. Bling, bling, Jody strikes again. Yep. All right. I'm feeling like I also put some ribbon out on the table in case I wanted some, and I don't know that we need any. I've got the faux suede. That's quite nice. That's back again for another year. I'm surprised it's still there. Then we've got the linen, which is really nice, and I might be able to do something with that. We have, this is not right with this card, but it would be right with some of the other parts of the paper, the soft succulent satin. And we also have some gold twine, which is always good. And we have is this white or is it vanilla? Hard to tell. I think it's white. Yeah, white frayed ribbon, but that's not right. Definitely not that. I'm thinking maybe the twine might be the go. Yes, well, that's probably why you and I are friends, Jody, because I am the glitter queen. I just love everything glittery and shiny. And guess which catalogue is my favorite that comes out every year? It's the holiday catalogue, because that's the one with all the glittery, shiny stuff in it. And, I love all that. All right, so I am thinking I've got some circles and things here, and I'm just going to see if I have a vellum one pre-made, because sometimes I do. Oh, that one's a bit, that might be a bit big. All right, let's try it anyway. I think a smaller one would be better. All right, so sometimes I use a vellum circle to highlight things. I find that that vellum circles are just really fantastic for highlighting an element on a page or something like that. They stand out more against the vellum. What do you guys think? Is it too much? And then we have our gold twine here. Which we could sort of pop there in the middle of all of that going on, and then we could have a sentiment a little bit further up. What do we think? Do we like this, or is it too much? Circle too big? Yeah, I think maybe it is too. I was worried about that. Do I have any smaller ones, or is that the only size? I have a hexagon, a vellum hexagon, but no, I don't think that's right. No, I'd have to cut myself out a different size circle. I've got little circles that are white, but that's not right, because I think the vanilla is better than the white. So I'm just looking at all my circles I have available to me, but I don't think any of them are quite right. So if I wasn't using that gritty thing, or if I cut the gritty thing smaller, this might be a better circle. So I'm just going to play here. Now, I will tell you guys something that's coming for June, and you can start thinking about it now. There's a kit promotion. When I say kit, I mean the all-inclusive kits, you know, the card kits that we have that are available online. Those are going to be up for buy one, get one half price, which is going to be good. So maybe without the vellum. Yeah, maybe. All right, let's try that. I'm reading your comments. I agree, it's too much. And I'm just thinking about whether maybe this grid is too much. Like maybe I need to cut it smaller. I just thought the vellum might make the leaves stand out more, but I think maybe it doesn't need them. I know, just wondering if it's too much there. You know what? Let's just stick it down and see what happens. All right. So to put something down like this, you've got a few choices. I tend to favor Tombow for putting over something small like this, but some of you will have seen me do this before. If I can just grab a bit of sponge, I like having a sponge that I can apply the glue with. And I usually keep the sponge, I've got one here, but I usually keep the sponge in a little plastic bag so that I just keep it for that all the time, but I'm not sure what I've done with it. So I'm just going to use a bit of Tombow here. Can you see it? There on the corner of my silicone mat, and then pick that up. Silicone mats are amazing. They're so useful. I'm picking it up now with my sponge, and then I'm just going to go over the back. Now, I don't want to go over the whole thing because it's only going to have contact on the frame. So I'm only putting it sort of in the middle there. And that's going to hold that. That's all you need. Just like that. And then this little guy, we can use Tombow on him, or we could just use glue dots. I think glue dots in this case. So let me pop a couple of glue dots behind this. And that's going to stay there quite nicely. And then we have, I'm not 100% sure about these little leaves with the pink, but I do like the paper. I just wanted to use it. Okay, put the glue dots on. And then I've got my little bow that I tied, and I'm going to pop that bow at the bottom where those leaves join. Well, that's the idea, Jody, right? Texture chic, that's what we want. All right, so just snip that off. So do you think we achieved a kind of a texture chic kind of a look with this? I think we did. All right, so I still need my my words, and for that I'm going to grab some vellum, some vanilla. Let me work out where I put that a moment ago. Or I could just use this bit right here that is the back of the other leaf. And I'm going to show you guys my new favorite dies. Some of you will already know what they are. I'm making a big mess of them here. But these are the new Stylish Shapes dies. They are my new favorite dies in our catalogue because I'm using them on almost every single card. So our old Stitch Shapes were fantastic, but they retired over a year ago. And then we've got these that have just come out this last month in this new catalogue. And you have, whereas before it was 4 ovals, 4 circles and 4 squares, now we have 5 squares, 6 circles, no ovals and 4 banners. The thing I like about this is that I never used my ovals very much anyway. I rarely use them. I did use them, but not as often as the other two. This now gives me more sizes to work with in the squares and the circles, and I use banners all the time. So love, love, love that. I'm just deciding which word I want to use. We may only get to one card tonight because it's nearly 8:30. Can you believe it? Goodness me. All right, so where did I put the rest of the stamps, girls? Let me see. I've got one. Where's the other one? Did I drop them on the floor, or do I just... I tell you, I'd forget my head if it wasn't screwed on. Well, I found my vanillas. Look, there's my vanilla pieces. Well, I can't very much stamp words. Well, I can stamp the thanks. I could do the thanks, but the thanks is a little bit big. And I've got thinking of you. Maybe I'll do thinking of you. And then as soon as I finish this video, I'll find the other sheet that I just managed to lose right in front of me. Because that's how that works, as many of you know. Yeah, it's a Linda moment for sure. I used to give away prizes for Linda moments. I haven't been doing that for a few months now because now that I'm on YouTube as well as Facebook, it means that I've got people from all over the world watching. So I'm not sending the prizes anymore. Sorry, girls. All right, I'm going to use the soft suede again for this. And I'm going to do, this is a really nice thinking of you. I really like it. Because I'm using a photopolymer stamp and I want to make sure it stamps well, I'm going to use a mat underneath. Let's bring in that vanilla piece and stamp straight down. Isn't that a nice thinking of you? It's a beautiful script. I really like this one. And now let's see which of these banners is going to look the best with that. Probably going to be, this one might be, is this one wide enough? Oh, it is, but only just, because the cutting edge is further out than that middle edge. So that one will fit. This one I think is too big. This one is much too big. It does fit, but that's too big for my card. I've also got a shorter one. I've got this one as well. I'm tempted to use this one even though I think it'll just fit. So let's try it. And if it doesn't fit, well, oh well. Oh well. All right. Here we go again. go with our machine one more time. I've got my, I'm having a night, girls, where I'm just not quite knowing where everything is all the time. That's okay. Let's move that. So platform 1, then platform 2, then our piece that we want to cut. I'm going to try and center it and hope that it's going to be okay. And let's see what happens. If it's not big enough, we'll just have to go to a different size. When in doubt, sort it out. Yeah. It would look good gold embossed on vellum. It would look really good, but I'm not taking the time to do that tonight. But that is a really great solution. Okay, thinking of you. It just fits on, but I think it's okay. All right. All right. So I like the size of this particular sentiment, and I think it should go right about here. What do you guys think about there? Or a little higher? Anyone got any thoughts on that? Maybe a little higher, I think. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a dimensional here in the middle. Just like this. And then on this side, where this is going to go over, up higher, down a bit, says Jody. Oh, lovely high there. You guys, I don't think it matters. I think the point is it's going to look good no matter where we put it. So I'm going to put it here because that's where I'm putting the glue. All right, I'm putting it on the frame because when I put this over, this end is supported by the dimensional, this end is supported by the frame. So and that'll dry in just a moment. Good thing about Tombow is it goes on wet, but it doesn't take very long to dry, and then it's very sticky. So all right, I'm liking this. This is good. And then we have got our crumb cake card base that we folded right at the very start. Do you even remember back that far? Because that was a long time ago, guys. Here it is. So it's a little bit different to a card that I normally do. I tend to do probably a lot of what I would call very clean cards, but this is not a clean card. This is a bit of a grungy, messy card. And the nice thing about grungy, messy cards is even if you didn't mean to make a mess, it looks like you did. So we love that because it's good for covering all kinds of a multitude of sins, you know. So not my normal style of card, but I think I like it. What do you guys think? It certainly has a lot of elements in it. It is smart. It's not, I'll be really honest with you and tell you it's not 100% my style. I am actually not convinced that I love it, but I love all the elements. I love the bits and pieces. I love the dotty paper. I love this specialty paper. I like the frame. There's lots of things I like about it, but the overall effect is not really my style. So it'd be interesting. I put all my cards up on Instagram and Facebook after I do the videos, and it'll be very interesting to see what response I get, because quite often the cards that I don't especially love are the ones that do the best, which doesn't say a lot about my sense of taste, but quite often that is the result that I get. I get people loving cards that I think were a bit ordinary. But that's okay. I'll have to just send it to someone. So it does say thinking of you, and there's lots of people to think of, that's for sure. All right, guys, I'm going to call it a night. It's 8:36 and I have to go get the boy. I'm sure he's all, I was going to say he's all Star Wars'd out, but he'll never be Star Wars'd out, let's be honest. He'll be talking and breathing Star Wars right up until the day he goes. So, yeah. All right. I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. If you're in New South Wales or Eastern Australia, I've heard that we're due to have a cold snap from sometime Sunday onwards, which I'm not very excited about, I have to tell you. But I hope you all have a great weekend. I'll be back here on Sunday night. If you're in my team, then tomorrow we have a video to show you the new suite that I was talking about during the week. So that's a bit exciting, something out of the next catalogue. And I hope that you all sleep well tonight, and we'll see you very soon. Bye-bye, guys.